A very good morning to all my dear students. Today I am here to represent a big topic on HTML, that is HTML table tags, HTML leaks, that means bullets and numbering. What is the difference between absolute and relative URL with the example. So let's start our today's presentation. First, what are the objective of this topic? That is, what are the main topic that I can cover in my presentation? That is HTML tables, HTML list, that is bullets and numbering, and difference between absolute and relative URL. Now, in this slide, what is the main tag that is used to create the table in HTML? That is, we can see in our slide, the main tag to create the table is a table tag. Now, table is the combination of the rows and columns. So, students, when we can create row, at that time we can use the tag tr, that is table row. We can see that in the table there are some columns, for example roll number, name and city. So in HTML, roll number, name and city, these are the table headings. So for that, for the column or for the creating the column, we can use the th tag, that is table heading. Next, we can put the table data, for example, roll number, name, city. So first I can enter the table data, that is roll number 1. In the names, suppose I can write Amit, and in the city I can write Vapi. So for entering the data, we can use the TD tag, that is table data. What is the use of row span and col span? So somehow in the table, if I want to merge two column or I want to merge two row, at that time we can use col span and row span. So col span can join or merge more than one column at a time. Similarly, row span can join more than one row at a time. So these are some basic tags that we can use to create the table in the HTML. Now in the next slide, we can see the attributes. So students, as I can say earlier in my lecture, that is what is the exact meaning of attributes. Attributes means the extra properties that we are writing in the tag. For example, if I want the table border, the in the table tag, I can write the border, so I can show the border of the table. You can write any numbers, how many thickness you want in the table border. Similarly, cell padding adds space between the cell content and the cell. In a one cell, if I want the space between text and the boundaries of the cell, at that time I can use the attribute cell padding. Similarly, cell spacing increase or decrease the space between two cells of the table. Width, if I want to give specify width of my table, either it is a 50%, 60%, 80%, then I can use the attributes width. Alignment, either I want a table in the left, right or center of the web page, at that time I can use the align attributes of the table. That is bg color. It is the most important attributes of the table, because if I want the color in the table row or I want the color in the particular column or particular cell, at that time I can use the bg color, that means background color. As you wish, if you want a red color, sky blue color, so you can mention in this attribute. So these are the basic attributes of the table tag, that is border, cell padding, cell spacing, width, align and background color. Now I can see what is the exact example of the table. So it is a HTML document type. First we can start our HTML tag. It is a mandatory tag. Head tag, in this we can give the title, that is table example. Now I can start my main tag, that is body tag. First, I can create the table for the student information. So I want border of the table, so that's why I will give 1. I want a space between two cells, that's why I will give giving cell spacing 5. Similarly, for the text and cell distance 10. Width, that is 60% of the table, and align should be center. Background color, in the first row, I want the background color, that is light blue. So I will mention the attributes in the TR, that is background color light blue. Similarly, roll number, name and course. These are my three columns of the table. That's why I will giving the tag TH. First, we can create the row. Either I will decide the row is a basic heading of the table or not. There are three basic column of the table, that is roll number, name and the course. First we can close our TR. Then again I will start the TR. Now instead of th, I will use td because th is used for the table heading and td is used for the table data. Now I will enter the table data. Finally, I will close tr. I will close the HTML and the body tag. Now we can see the output of the table. I will create this file into Notepad, give the extension of HTML. Now, what are the output of the following table? So, in this, 1 second, students. Actually, I will create the link, but in recording, I think link is not present. Okay. Whenever you can create the file in the HTML and you can see the output, you are giving the exact output. Okay, you can write the above code in your notepad and see the output. Now in the next slide or next topic, that is most important topic again in the HTML, that is HTML list. So generally there are three types of HTML list: unordered list, that is we can call as a bullet; order list, that is numbering 1, 2, 3, 4 are either Roman; and third that and next that is definition list; and LI, that is again most important, that is list of item in which you are applying the bullets and numbering. Again, these are the example of unordered list. I can use UL. I will give the heading, that is programming language. Then we can start UL, in which C++, Java, Python, we are applying the bullets, that is list of item LI, and UL for the unordered list. Whenever you can click on the particular, these are the link, but in which we cannot open either in recording site. So you can run the above code in your notepad and see the output of the above results. Similarly, these are the example of order list, that is list numbering, that is open notepad, write HTML code. These are the basic steps that I will write, or I will give the example of the order list. For the order list, I can use the tag OL, and in which we can apply the OL tag that is called list of item, that is li tag. Again, you can write this code into your notepad and see the output. Finally, the third, that is description list. For that, we can use the DL tag, DT, that is definition term, and DD, that is definition description. These are the some other most important tag for the description list. Again, write down this code into your notepad and see the output. Finally, these are some example of the font tag that I will explain in my lab. That is font. There are three attributes that I can use: face, size, and color. For the face, I can change the style of the font tag. Again, I will give the size. Color is a blue. So all these three things are applied on the hello tag. So these are again the most important formatting tag of the HTML. Now this is the most important topic. That is, what is the difference between absolute and relative URL. The student URL means uniform resource locator. In the absolute URL, it gives the complete web address. It includes protocol as well as domain. For example, https www.example.com. It gives the detailed address, I can say. In the relative URL, only we can give the path relative to the current page. No protocol or domain should be assigned. For example, only that is images and logo.png. So in the absolute URL, you give the all the details, either domain as well as protocols, but in the relative URL, you can give only the path. So these are the main difference between the absolute as well as relative URL. So hope this presentation is very useful for the practical of the HTML. Each and every students can execute the code, that is order list, definition list, as well as table, using all the properties and all the attributes. Thank you very much. If students have any questions, then definitely ask in my lectures as well as in my computer timing periods. Okay? Thank you.